What's going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS, where it's the map. I'm just messing. Oh, crap. Anyway, this will be our first time me ever doing this. I'm going to be actually doing a reaction in full costume, as you can see. And I mean full costume. If you can't see, you can't tell, this is like the pinnacle of costume making right now. Anyway, so I was able to get into a panel for New York Comic Con. This was with Andy Serkis, and this reminiscent of his career. They went through the different dynamics of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, King Kong, Golem. I didn't even know that he actually shot the Golem sequences for the Return of the King before he even finished everything for Fellowship of the Ring. And so they did everything sequentially. But the biggest thing that kind of came out of it was they did a clip, which was a behind-the-scenes feature for War of the Planet of the Apes. Okay? War for the Planet of the Apes is going to be coming out next year, 2017, in July. All right? So they showed the behind the scenes. They showed like the apes on like horses. They showed Andy Serkis' Caesar kind of like going up to grab, but they didn't really show that much. They showed different sequences between that, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and then kind of where Caesar kind of came from. But the actual sequence, they said, well, at the end of it, Andy Serkis was like, well, we've got a little bit more to show you, right? So all of a sudden, and I'll describe this as vividly as I can. This is spoilers. They said that potentially this trailer will not even be released out to the general public. So I want to make sure I give y'all all the reaction for it, right? So they said essentially that, here we go, all right? In the beginning of it, it starts off with, well, looks to be like this waterfall. And in the waterfall, you see somebody randomly zip through, and then it goes to the opening, you know, the titles and whatever. And then all of a sudden you hear like what seems to be a SWAT team. And it's like, where's the target at, you know? And then all of a sudden you hear like somebody like aiming a gun, and you kind of see like the green laser point. All of a sudden it gets stopped, and you know the ape stopped it, right? All of a sudden it was Caesar. And on the comm, Caesar heard was target eliminated. And so Caesar went back, traced where it came from. All of a sudden, you see in full camouflage gear, Woody freaking Harrelson. That's whoever the colonel is for this movie. And that is the opening of it, right? After that point, they show different sequences of the apes versus the humans. They show like this huge army. Now, I mean, the army that Gary Oldman had in the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, that was something. But this, it was tanks. All different forms of technology. I mean, they are at the pinnacle. Like, this is it, basically, for them, you know. And Woody Harrelson is just commanding. He's sitting there sharpening, like, his skull, like, with a blade. And he's just all commando mode. And then Caesar's just commanding generals. But one of the things that Andy Serkis has said is that Caesar is in a different place in this one. Oh. Sorry. Caesar's in a different place in this one, in the sense that he is very upset. He doesn't trust the colonel. He wants the colonel dead. And all of his civil liberties kind of went out the door after the point that he killed Koba, and understand he has to, you know, persevere for his family. This is war, you know, and it's like, I guess what Andy Serkis said, this is the fight for Caesar's soul, as it were. And so one of the last shots showed Caesar and Woody Harrelson's character. Caesar was literally bending down on his knees, and Woody Harrelson pointed the gun at his head, right at his foretemple. And then that's where it ended. And I was just like, what is that? What is it? It was so dope. So hopefully y'all enjoyed that kind of like overview reaction to War from the Planet of the Apes. Is going to be amazing. Just looking at the visuals, like they up the ante, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully you enjoyed that authentic reaction from KYLO Ren, or AKA SEL0320. Representing JVS. I'll talk to y'all later.